Hi, here I have Matt Haig's Midnight Library. This is the Hungarian version. This is a great book about depression and suicide that is completely a fiction, very readable and very hopeful, but also gives you a deep insight into how the brain of someone struggling with depression works. And it is like an out-of-body experience, like a sci-fi thing, like being able to live different versions of our lives. But it's also not a super cheesy one. It's absolutely able to change someone's life, and it is also for all kind of people with all kind of education level. It's not very complex. There are some deep philosophical ideas in this book, but written in a format that is absolutely understandable and approachable. So if you want to read a great fiction book with some deep insights, I think Matt Haig's Midnight Library is gonna be a fun read for you. Unfortunately, this book came to me quite late, when I was kind of over my depression phase of my life. Still, I loved the fact that I came to similar conclusions, sometimes in the same form as this writer wrote it, and at other times I just realized like how differently the same truth can be understood. So I love the fact that God has helped me out of these struggles, and this can be something that is confirmed from the outside, from other people's stories. Matt Haig is obviously someone who has struggled with mental illness himself, and it is obvious from this writing as well, but also from the Reasons to Stay Alive book, which is a non-fiction on the same topic. I loved his style. You can say he's cheesy, or you can say the plot is not too complex, but I love it. And the fact that it is so easy to read makes it a bestseller, I think. Like, there's some deep philosophical thoughts in it, but in a very accessible way. And I really love it. Because of most philosophers, I don't want to read more than a few deep thoughts. Like, I don't want to dive into their exhaustive thought lines. So it's great. This short amount of philosophy is absolutely enough. I wouldn't read it for a toddler or for a very young child, but I think around 10 someone could grasp this book. It is absolutely not sad or devastating. So it's about suicide, but it's very hopeful. Like, you reach the bottom line in the first few pages, and there is only upwards from that point. Without spoiler, I try to summarize the plot of this book. There is a 30-something woman who is suffering from depression and has many resentment, and she has a particularly terrible 2 days, and at the end of those 2 days she commits suicide. And between life and death, she's able to access a library of her lives. And by lives, I don't mean reincarnations, but lives lived based on different choices. So all the possibilities of her life are on the bookshelves, and when she reads them, she can live them. And she tries to reverse all the things she feels sorry for, and all of these lives seem fun at first sight, but then she realizes all the backside of those lives, and after trying many lives, she realizes that only her life is actually hers. I don't want to tell you the end of the book, but it's very uplifting and positive, and this book absolutely crushes the idea of what if. Like, what if I had done, what if I hadn't done? Because all of those things that she's able to live in a different way turned out to be not as good as the possibilities that are available in her present life. So I think this idea is an amazing thing, and even if you don't suffer from any kind of mental issue, just letting go all your resentment is kind of a good thing. But I would definitely advise this book to people who suffer from depression and their loved ones, because it has a very tender and sweet and kind approach to it, very compassionate. Like, it's like from someone who knows all of it, and I really love it. Like, no judgment at all, just love and understanding, and it shows what goes on in the mind of someone struggling with these thoughts without like having the view that, oh, you're sick, you're thinking nonsense. So it makes it very close, what a suicidal person feels. But it also doesn't make you like feel the same. Like, it doesn't make you like, oh, let's be desperate with me. I think Matt is very careful how he depicts those thoughts and in what kind of light he shows them. I think he's very gentle with it, and this is what makes this book very helpful, because it makes you question your terrible thoughts and makes you understand other people's terrible thoughts, but it also has this looking from the outside, non-involved approach. I really love it. So from a psychological point of view, I think this is still important to read. Like, if you like psychology, you would enjoy that book. But also if you like philosophy, like a lot of philosophical deep thoughts are in that book. It is not overdone, I think. You like that much philosophy. A high schooler could enjoy that book. It is an extremely fast read. Like, it just takes you to those worlds. Like, you will read it like in one day or definitely within a week. Like, it's not something you can delay. There are those different lives and you can't wait to see what is going to happen in the next life and what realization the woman is coming to in the next life. So it's super quick and dynamic, and it's also simple. So grandma will be able to enjoy it for the depth, but also high schooler is able to like consume this quick dynamic writing style, and the language is not much more complicated than that of educational YouTube videos. So I think that is the reason behind its success, that it can be read by anyone and enjoyed by anyone. I always share some quotes with you, so this is gonna happen this time as well. If you aim to be something you are not, you will always fail. The place you wanted to escape to is the exact same place you escaped from. That the prison wasn't the place, but the perspective. So deep. sometimes you have to stop and like revalue your life and your thinking patterns after reading some of those thoughts. So if you like psychology, out-of-body experiences, philosophy, quick developing fiction stories, then you will definitely like Matt Haig's Midnight Library, and I would advise to anyone with mental health struggles. Thank you for watching, and if you have any recommendations that what I should read, if you have read this book and you have some thoughts on it, you can also put those thoughts into the comment section. If I have time, I will make reviews of books you sent to me or you wrote about in the comment section. So don't be shy, just share some ideas with me. If I feel the nudge that I should do the review, I will definitely make it. So I really appreciate if you make me aware some of the best reads you had. Thank you for watching again, and you will see my other review videos in the description below. Bye!